my beautiful Scorpios. How we're doing today? All right, we're going to be doing your weekly check-in from the 20th to the 26th. We're going to be using the Yin Yang Oracle Insight Oracle. I think it needs to come with trigger warnings. So, if you're not prepared to hear it, you probably shouldn't listen. All right, take what resonates, leave the rest. Also, check your sun, moon, rising signs and see what that has to offer. All right, let's get started. What do we have going on for our beautiful Scorpios? In the week of the 20th, we have toxicity, bound with masculine energy. So you could be dealing with some kind of toxicity going on this week. This could be addictions, patterns, maybe energy vampires, or you could just be working through trauma. I feel like when you're in that masculine energy, it's also kind of learning how to be confident and assertive, and definitely trying to protect your energy. All of those came out, but protective definitely came out. So I feel like protecting your energy from any kind of illusions that you have going on is kind of freeing in a way. And it's about attracting something that you truly want. Might be during the spring, maybe spring of next year type of energy when it tends to clear up. So, and it's also about building some kind of solid foundation. I feel like that was a lot for all at once. But definitely this week, maybe kind of pushing through some kind of toxicity, maybe dealing with, I feel like, addictions or being bonded or being stuck in some kind of way, shape, or form. And it's about really just being assertive to push through that type of energy. You know, with structure and spring ended up showing up on the bottom. So it's definitely about building some kind of structure. And it's all about timing, really. And this might happen, I said, during the spring time, so it might be just something that you're going to continuously be working through. All right, let's see what the beautiful tarot has to tell us. Oh, what do we have going on for my beautiful Scorpios? You might be dealing with some kind of choice, especially with a lover, maybe where you're willing to build. And I like Ace of Pentacles there, because it's like having that idea about structure and what you need for that. All right, what do I have going on for my beautiful Scorpios this week? So this might be the start of something, you know, allowing your ships to come in. You might be waiting for them to come in. So this could be like you checking out different avenues, or even just ideas, concepts that you want to build. And definitely working on confidence and finances this week, you know. And I feel like maybe you might be either holding back your energy or just starting to save this week. We'll let that come out, you know. I feel though with the King of Wands, it's not like very driven. I don't know. I had an itch. Sorry, guys. Like, you might not have the drive to kind of stand up and start moving towards that. But I feel like you are going to have some kind of creative ideas when it comes to whatever this is for you. This could just be a healing process. This could be like being stuck on how to move forward in a financial situation. And I like being in that masculine energy because it's like, I can do this type of energy. You know, you may not feel like you can do this, but know that you can. So I feel like you're focused on your money, your structure this week. Ooh. You know, kind of maybe allowing, and I like having the yin and yang here. So the Empress is like, you know, allowing things to kind of work the way they're supposed to, you know, and maybe this is you not really looking at options or opportunities that you have that way, or even the choices that are coming in. Ooh, we have major regret. I feel like when it comes to definitely the emotional portion of the, I don't know why, I'm just kind of like had a brain fart. Anyways, when it comes to the emotional side of feeling like you're stuck or feeling like you're in the same pattern or just feeling like you're addicted to something, this could be some type of addiction, some kind of pattern that you're going through. It's like looking back at all the regret, and maybe it's time for you to kind of set some kind of boundary with yourself and kind of push through that. And I feel like that opens up something new with that Ace of Wands there. It's like having that seed and growing it. And what comes from that is the ability to set those ships to sea and just kind of sit back and chill and see how it grows. Definitely looking more financially stable, financially abundant. I think that confident energy is kind of working in your favor. And that's all about being in that masculine, being assertive. You know, this could be you holding back, saving money. It could just be you holding back your energy, especially if you've been dealing with people who you feel like suck your energy. And I think that King of Wands in reverse is telling you that maybe you don't have any passion or drive to even deal with that anymore. It's kind of just like, it's not worth it. And this could also be like the stuck energy you were talking about, like being holding on to an idea and a concept and not allowing it to kind of grow. And I think the universe is telling you to just release it, let it be out there, show it a little bit of love. And I feel like that enables you to just kind of sit back and not focus on all the multiple choices you have. You know, sometimes when you're so focused on so many different ideas, it does tend to leave you stuck because you're like, what do I do? How do I do this? Where am I going with this? And it just kind of puts you in this regret mode. Like, oh, I should have done this. All right. I feel like this is more about your own money, your own structure, like what you're building. I think the more open you are to something, the more clear picture you have. Just the more open to, I feel like open to abundance in general kind of just triggers that clarity response. And you're like, aha, I have it. And I feel like it really just kind of tips the scales in your favor with that justice being there. But your advice is whatever decision you make, keep pushing forward. Okay. And just kind of let it go with that judgment. You know, just let it be as it be, case or raw type of feel. So definitely a really, really nice read for you guys. I feel like whatever it is you're trying to grow or whatever you're trying to manifest right now, you know, definitely pushing through whatever patterns you've been going through. Maybe you need to stop dealing with people who you feel like suck with your energy. Maybe it's you working through your trauma. The more masculine energy you kind of pick up with that, the more confident you feel. And I feel like the more confident you feel, the more embracing and ability you have to move. I hope that makes sense. All right. We're going to get to our little love portion. All right, let's see what is this thing called? Dreamy Home Fortune Reading has to tell us about our love. All right. We got first aid kit, emergency foresight, and protect. So maybe you are really just needing to protect your energy. Especially if you are dealing with people who you feel like are sucking it, like sucking the life out of you. And that could be that toxicity portion of it. This thing keeps moving on me. And then we have vase, vessel growth and bloom. And seasoning, balance, effort, and reward with office room on the bottom. I really like this for you guys. I feel like whatever you're patching up right now with that first aid kit allows you to grow and be your own vessel, you know, for whatever that is, whether that's love, relationships. This could be family situations. It could be job situations. I feel like it's a pretty balanced reading for whatever your story is. And then I feel like the seasoning is the reward. It's like the topping on the cake type of energy. But it really just gives you the room for insight and transformation with that office room. It's like seeing everything all together. So I feel like that's what you're kind of dealing with right now. I feel like this is more about work, career, just life in general. I don't think there's a whole lot of love on it, but could be. All right. We are going to take 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever comes out. Okay. Don't really have much for love. It says chemistry is not compatibility. Lust versus love, long-term fit, and discernment. So, if you are in a love situation, I think this is more about understanding whether you're really compatible with somebody, and that might be what you're seeing. And on the bottom it says, stop checking your social status. So maybe you need to detox a little bit from social media or whatever it is you watch constantly, you know, and really just kind of maybe protect your energy from some of that. And that might be some of that toxicity that you're breaking. All right. I hope that made sense to you, beautiful Scorpios, but that's what I have for you this week. And I wish you all a wonderful week. Thanks, guys.